Would you quit your job to get rich? This guy walked away from a $70,000 job to chase freedom. Was it genius or insane? I'm about to tell you his story, and by the end, you'll know whether quitting your job to get rich is the smartest move you'll ever make or the biggest mistake of your life. His name was Marcus, and 18 months ago, he was exactly where you might be right now. Comfortable salary, decent benefits, predictable schedule. But every Sunday night, he felt like he was dying inside. Not dramatically, just slowly. Like watching his dreams fade in real time. Would you quit your job to get rich? It sounds bold, reckless even. But let me tell you something most people don't realize. Staying at the wrong job is one of the quietest ways to go broke. And yeah, I said broke, not just financially, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Let's get something clear up front. Quitting your job doesn't automatically make you rich. This isn't a fantasy script, it's a wake-up call. Here's the truth. Most men don't hate work. They hate working for something they don't believe in. They hate showing up to build someone else's dream while theirs dies slowly in the back of their mind. Marcus understood this. He was building his boss's empire while his own vision collected dust. Every promotion felt like another chain. Every raise felt like hush money to keep him quiet about his real ambitions. Let me ask you this. How much is your soul worth? That might sound dramatic, but if you're trading 40 to 60 hours a week just to pay the bills, you're literally selling your time, the only asset you can't get back. And if that job doesn't build your future, if it doesn't align with your purpose, then it's a slow form of death. A quiet resignation from greatness. But quitting isn't the answer for everyone. Some people need the job. They need stability. I get it. But don't confuse comfort with success. Don't confuse busy with progress. Most men say, one day I'll quit and do my own thing. But that one day becomes never real fast. Because the longer you stay in a comfortable cage, the less likely you are to leave it. You convince yourself the bars are there for your safety, not your confinement. Marcus almost fell into this trap. He spent 3 years saying next year while his passion slowly died. Until one day, he realized next year would never come unless he made it happen. Now let me be clear. I'm not telling you to rage quit your job and storm out like you're in some motivational TikTok. That's not brave. That's stupid. But I am saying this. If you're serious about building wealth, then at some point you're going to have to step off the well-lit path. Look at every man who built something real. They all had to risk. Bezos left a Wall Street job to build an online bookstore. Elon sold everything to fund SpaceX and Tesla. Even local entrepreneurs you've never heard of had to choose discomfort over guaranteed paychecks. Because wealth is on the other side of risk, but not blind risk. Calculated risk, strategic risk. You don't quit because you're tired. You quit because you're ready. So let's talk strategy, because this is where Marcus got it right. First, build a financial runway. Don't quit your job without a cushion. Save 6 to 12 months of expenses. That buys you time to think, act, and fail forward without panicking. Marcus saved for 14 months. He lived like a monk. No fancy dinners, no new clothes, no weekend trips. Every dollar went toward his freedom fund. While his coworkers were spending their raises, Marcus was buying his future. Second, learn a high-income skill. Sales, copywriting, coding, content creation, marketing. Pick something that creates value and scales. Your paycheck is proof you can trade time for money. But freedom means learning to trade value for money. Marcus chose digital marketing. He spent every evening for 8 months learning Facebook ads, content creation, and funnel building. While his friends watched Netflix, Marcus was building his arsenal. Third, build something on the side. Don't fantasize about being your own boss if you can't even manage a side hustle. Test the waters. Prove to yourself that you can earn without a boss. This is where Marcus's story gets interesting. He started a small consulting business helping local restaurants with their social media. Nothing glamorous. But within 6 months, he was making $2,000 per month on the side. That's when he knew he had something. Fourth, cut your lifestyle inflation. You don't need a new car. You need time. You don't need new clothes. You need clarity. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to be rich. Most men are broke because they want to flex, not grow. Marcus drove a 10-year-old Honda while his co-workers financed BMWs. He lived in a modest apartment while they stretched for luxury. He looked poor, but was building wealth. They looked rich, but were building debt. Fifth, Build a war chest of mindset. Read books. Listen to people who are doing it. Surround yourself with winners, not dreamers, not talkers, doers. Marcus consumed every business book, podcast, and course he could find. He joined mastermind groups. He found mentors. He invested in his mind while others invested in entertainment. You want to quit your job? Cool, but don't just escape your job. Escape the mentality that kept you there. That's the real trap. Because here's the thing. If you hate your 9-to-5, but you bring that same lazy, undisciplined energy to your own business, you'll fail there too. You have to become the kind of man who can handle freedom. Because freedom isn't easier, it's harder. There's no one telling you what to do. No deadlines unless you make them. No safety net unless you build one. But it's worth it. Because when you wake up and know every hour is yours, that's priceless. Now let's get brutally honest. If you have no savings, no skills, and no plan, quitting your job is just financial suicide. Don't do it. But if you're grinding on the side, stacking your wins, and developing skills, then quitting isn't a leap, it's a step. And here's the twist. You don't have to quit. You can design your exit. Build your business while working your job. Use your job to fund your dream. That's what smart men do. The broke mindset is, I hate my job, I'm out. The rich mindset is, I'll use my job until it no longer serves me, and then I'll move on. So, what happened to Marcus? After 18 months of preparation, he finally made the move. His side business was generating $5,000 per month. His emergency fund could cover a full year. His skills were sharp. His mindset was bulletproof. He didn't storm out. He gave proper notice. He left professionally. He burned no bridges. Because mature men understand that how you leave says everything about who you are. 6 months later, Marcus was making more than his old salary. 12 months later, he doubled it. Today, he owns a digital marketing agency with 7 employees and multiple 6-figure clients. But here's what he told me recently. The money is great, but the freedom is priceless. I wake up excited instead of dreading the alarm clock. I work with people I respect instead of people I tolerate. I build something that matters instead of just showing up. That's the real reward of strategic risk-taking. Not just more money, but a better life. So would you quit your job to get rich? The answer isn't yes or no. The answer is, are you ready? Are you ready to be uncomfortable? To sacrifice weekends? To work in silence for months? Are you ready to be the man who can deserve wealth before he earns it? Because wealth doesn't come to those who complain. It comes to those who commit. Quit if you're prepared. Quit if you're driven. Quit if your soul is screaming for more. But don't quit because you watched some hype video. Quit because you have a vision and a plan. Quit because staying would be more painful than leaving. And if you're not there yet, good. Now you know what to build. Now go, become the man who can quit. And if this video gave you the push you needed, do something about it. Like, comment, subscribe, or share it with a man who needs it. Or don't. Just remember, freedom isn't given, it's earned.